What's up, motherfuckers? It's Mert here. Another banger. You guys seem to like the last video, so I'm gonna have to do another one. You feel me? So, this is gonna be a story of the time my friend blacked out in the woods. And, before we get started, just fucking like the video. Like, it takes 2 seconds. If you're on full screen, just fucking go out of full screen. Press the like button. It's not that hard. Follow my Instagram, of course. Trying to blow that shit up. I post some stupid shit like once a day, I'd say, if I don't forget. But anyway, back into the story. So it was probably like a year after the first time I smoked. So it was like 2 years ago maybe. And I was with, there's 2 characters. I'm not gonna say their names for confidential reasons, but I'm gonna call him Dimitri and Owen. So Dimitri, they're both seniors at the time. Actually, were they juniors? Shit, I don't know. Junior, seniors. And so it was during the summer, or we still had school, but it was it was hot weather, so it was summertime pretty much, close to end of school. And we were all bored, and we just got out of school, and they were like, yo, you want a link? And it was at Dimitri's house, and I was like, yeah, of course. So I get there, and Owen's already there. I think they just both got off the bus there, but I lived 5 minutes away, so I just rode my bike there. And I got there, and they were drinking. It was midday, so and it was close to the end of school, so no one really gave a fuck. But they were drinking, and I got there, and they didn't seem that fucked up. I couldn't really tell. I'm pretty sure they didn't drink too much, so they were still able to function. But I had some weed, so I was they were like, yo, you want to burn? I was like, yeah, of course. So I get there, we're chilling at their house. They got the frib, so they made ramen, which is a key element in the story. You'll figure out why a little bit. But made ramen, we ate up. We were just sitting in his living room ripping John, minding our own business, watching a movie. And they were like, all right, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, where do you want to burn? And Owen was telling me about a spot that our other friend brings him to, which is, he also lives close to us, and his grandmother owns it's a big reservoir. So, and there's a couple ways to go around. So to get in, there's gates or fences covering entrance ways. You could easily just climb over. So we went to the closest entrance way, by his house, and we hopped the fence. We're walking over there, and we brought fishing poles because it was nice out. We're gonna go fishing. And so we're once we get there, we're 20 minutes into it. We're smoking, fishing at the same time. And my friend Dimitri was he didn't seem that high, but he must have been because he must have been crossfaded, because we were all just chilling. We stopped fishing. We were just playing music on the speaker or whatever. And I look over, and Dimitri's passed out, right? And me and Owen look at each other, and we're like, oh shit, what do we do? And then so we tried waking him up, and he just would not wake up. He was out cold in the middle of the day on this little grass patch next to the reservoir. So we tried waking him up, it didn't work. So we were just shaking the shit out of him, and we were like, yo, you, wake up, come on, you're scaring us. And he just moans a little bit, and then as he was laying down, all the ramen that he ate just flies out of his mouth, just all over the ground. He was laying down too, so his head was sideways, parallel to the ground, and it just went out his mouth, and it just went all over the ground. And it was it wasn't even digested one little bit. You could see every inch of the ramen, full noodles and everything. And so he wouldn't wake up, right? So we didn't know what to do, because he couldn't walk. I tried picking him up, and he would just collapse to the ground. So I called my other friend. We'll call him Stefan, and he lived right next to me, literally 20-minute or 20-second walk. So I called him up and I was like, yo, you gotta bring water, because like we didn't have water, we didn't have anything, and like water is usually the best way to cure like throwing up and shit and making you feel better. So I called him up. I was like, yo, grab a string bag, bring some water, and just like ride your bike here real quick. And he was like, why, what's up? I was like, Dimitri's passed out, he won't wake up, and he just threw up everywhere. And he was like, all right, word, I'll be there in like 10 minutes. So then, of course it takes him like half a fucking hour to get there. And when he got there, he like gave me the bag. He like met like kind of like at the fence, because he didn't want to like walk, like climb the fence with his bike and then walk all the way over. So I just met him at the fence, and then grabbed the water from him, and I can't come back, and he's still passed out, of course. And Owen had to leave, like he had baseball, so I was stuck there with Dimitri. And so I like tried to feed him this water. He wouldn't, like I had to like literally like his, like he just would not move, so I was just pouring it in on his face and his mouth, and like telling, like I was shaking him. I was like, yo, just swallow this fucking water, kid, like just fucking do it. So I fed him water, and then it was like getting time that I had to leave, like I had a curfew at the time, so I had to go, like I had to be home. So I was like, are you able like to walk at all? And he's like no, I can't. like he like mumbled it, and he was like, no, I can't, dude. And I was like, fuck. And I was just thinking, I was like, what should I do? Like, I can't carry him. Like, the kid was my weight, which was probably like 120 at the time. Actually, no, it's probably like 100, but I was a weakling. I couldn't lift that shit up. So if y'all ever see the movies where like a war movie and a soldier gets hurt, and you have to like put their arm around your shoulders and like hold the side of their body, like the other side, and like fucking carry them, that's what I had to do. I had to pull some of that like fucking army shit, and I walked him, like didn't, because like he couldn't ride bike, right? And I rode my bike, so I walked him to his house, and his parents were home. And so he was barely able to walk, dude. Like I like halfway he just like laid back on the ground, try to go back to bed. I was like, yo, you can't just lay right here, like we gotta go home. So I picked him up, and he was like, as we were like approaching his house, I told him, I was like, yo, your parents are home, like I can't bring you inside like this, like you can't even walk. And he was like, all right, just leave me over there. And he points to like a bush, and I was like, so you want me to leave you in the bush? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. And so I walk over to the bush, right? I just drop him like straight in the bush, and then I just leave. And I was like, yo, if you need anything, just let me know, like text me when you wake up. And he was like, all right. So I go home, and then I get a text like, I want to say like, and like 2 hours after, and he texts me, and he's like, yo, why the fuck, like he woke up, he's like, why the fuck am I in a bush? I was like, that's where like you told me like to leave you. And he was like, I was like, how the fuck did you get back like into your house? And he was like, I don't know, I woke up, my mom was blowing up my phone and like all this shit, so I just like I snuck through, because he has like a pool on the like in his backyard, so he snuck like around the fence to the entranceway, and then like went through the back deck or whatever. And I had his vape at the time, so he was like, yo, can you drop my vape off? And I was like, nah, I got you like tomorrow or something. He was like, all right, word. So he texted in, because we have a group chat like in the neighborhood, like everyone who lives in the neighborhood, all the boys, they like, we all have a group chat for like to make moves after school or shit, or just like post stupid shit. So he texted in the group chat, and he was like, I have never been that fucked up in my life. And I just replied before anyone else could. I was like, yeah, I fucking carried you to your house, dumb nigga. Like, you're so stupid. And yeah, I mean, Owen texted like in the group chat after, he's like, yo, what happened? And like I explained it to him, and everyone thought it was fucking hilarious, because it was pretty fucking, like, it was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was funny, but it was scary. Like, it was so scary. I had to carry, because he brought a backpack with like fishing shit or whatever, his fishing pole, so I had to carry my backpack, his fishing pole, my fishing pole, and his backpack. And it was something else, man. Like, I was like, after that, every time we hung out, it was like, you better not drink. Like, you can drink, I don't give a shit, but you're not drinking when I'm with you, because I am not doing that shit again. And every time after that, he like never really happened. Nothing even close to that happened. But Yeah, that shit was crazy, dude. It's like always gonna be in my memory as like one of the funniest times I've had with him and Owen, like ever. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. This story isn't like too long. It was kind of like fast paced, but like there wasn't really much to do or say. It was like pretty straightforward. But yeah, moral of the story: fucking do not drink and go out and fucking smoke. Like at the same time, those do not cross well. Sometimes they do. It just depends on how much you drink, and like it usually doesn't depend on how much you smoke, because like smoking, it depends on your tolerance, I guess. But he's German, so I don't understand. Like you'd think that he has a good drinking tolerance, but I guess not. So yeah, moral of the story: don't go out and drink and smoke at the same time. It does not mix well. It crosses, which is why it's called being crossed, because you're crossing alcohol and weed together, and it doesn't end up like that. You're probably gonna end up like my boy Dimitri over there, fucking passed out in the woods. But yeah, let me know how you guys like this story. Make sure to follow my Instagram. Post shit all the time. I posted something earlier, just like a little something saying like be ready for the new video, which is this one. So yeah, make sure you fucking press the subscribe button while you're at it. Like fuck it, like I know you like these stories. I know they're making you laugh. So just fucking like the video and subscribe. It's not that hard. Like even dislike it. I don't give a shit. If you dislike it, you're a fucking pussy. How about that? But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
I just wanted you to watch me dissolve slow.